Hi, this is Era Sunbaum, and I am going to talk to you today about virtual reality in a criminal justice educational environment. This video will go through several stages, including the learner and context analysis, needs analysis, issues that we might face, the instructional solution, and a brief demonstration of the actual game in action on the PC. Let's get started. This project involves the examination of a game titled Investigation Cold Case, which is available in virtual reality as well as on the personal computer. It was created so that criminal justice students could have an alternative to simply writing a paper for their senior thesis. North Carolina Wesleyan College is a small private liberal arts college in rural North Carolina, and part of the mission statement says that we prepare students for professional advancement, lifelong learning, and responsible participation in their communities. Students that are in the criminal justice program are undergraduate or graduate students, and they have access to the school's LMS. They have already taken the first year experience course, College 103, and are capable of reading and writing at college level. These students could be in many different situations depending on what point in their college career they are taking the criminal justice course. They could be taking this in the senior seminar, or they could be taking it as a general education and actually have another major declared. The criminal justice instructors at North Carolina Wesleyan College are very innovative, and they're very interested in immersive and engaging training opportunities for students that are enrolled in the program. They've discussed that students sometimes lack the investigative, critical thinking, and problem-solving skills that is expected of graduates, and this can be augmented by both language and vocabulary challenges due to students being second language learners or slow readers. Some issues that we may run into with this project are time to implement. Time is always an issue. This requires some logistics in setting up how the courses will be taught and how the game would be played in the course so that we could maximize student learning and engagement. Money is another item of interest. The game itself would cost money, as well as the equipment that would be required to play the game in virtual reality. Finally, human resources are another factor. This program has grown by adding a master's program within the past 2 years, but not necessarily adding faculty to support said program. One solution to this problem of experiential learning possibilities is provided by Adtalem Global, which is a single-player adventure game accessible via PC or VR, and is called Investigation Cold Case. This elicits professional skills and the use of academic vocabulary, which would be needed in the workplace. The program is available on PC or Mac and in virtual reality on the Oculus Rift. Let's take a quick tour of the actual game in play so we can see some of these things in action. Start off in this office, and you can actually move the mouse around and see different things in the office. This is played on the PC, which is actually an Asus laptop. I'm going to load the level. And you begin in the precinct. You get a message. Good morning, detective. Before you get started on your cold case, I'd like you to familiarize yourself with the precinct. Feel free to take notes on the instructions I give you. So we can press the N key to open the notebook. They want me to go to the conference room and look at the files that the predecessor collected during the investigation, and then look at the call logs over the weekend and check the message room for additional evidence. So all the evidence that we collect will be cataloged in the locker room down the hall, and we can place note cards wherever we need to remind ourselves. So to move, we just move our mouse. You can see there's file cabinets and a water cooler. A camera. And to move, we just so this is the precinct. And the little blue line is telling us that we have something to do by following this. At any point, you can look around and see what's going on in the precinct. Following the line takes us to the video room where we can review evidence. So this looks like the interview room, and this is the evidence review. Oh, and here we find an autopsy report for Stephanie Soto. Looks like she had 2 gunshot wounds and she was killed by homicide. So we can log this evidence. It turns green to log the evidence. And look at a little bit more evidence about the gunshot wound. So as we speed through this evidence, we can see that there's a bunch of reading to do, and meanwhile the player is collecting evidence about this cold case, and they can go back and they can use this evidence when they are doing their investigation. This is very good for criminal justice students because they're using the same terminology that's actually used in the field in criminal justice careers. So we're just going through and we're reading all the evidence and logging all the evidence, and then we'll go on to our next quest. So once we go back and talk to the sergeant, this is going to help us to assess our critical thinking and problem solving skills. So making sure that we read the evidence. So the victim was shot twice, once in the front and once in the back. So we're going to say that. And then he wants to know where was Mr. Soto. And he said he was in the backyard. So going forward, you can see that this simulation is very appropriate for teaching investigative skills as well as critical thinking and some soft skills that aren't taught when writing a paper. So this is a very good way for criminal justice students to receive experiential learning, which will help them going forward in their career. Thank you so much for joining me on my presentation today. I am looking forward to researching this game more, and I look forward to any questions that you all may have. Have a wonderful day.